Welcome back to my Subnautica 2023 survival series. I'm Black Cat Red River. This is episode 8. And last time we went into the Aurora wreck and got back safely from there with new blueprints and loot. This episode we're going to jump in our Seamoth here and check out another one of the Lifepod's distress signals that came through the radio. I think, what is it? Lifepod 12, I think we're going to go check out. But before we head over to Lifepod 12, I want to zip back to the starting Lifepod and my little noob starter base in the shallows, just to pick up a couple things that I left there that might be useful for this mission. I'm not sure.
Welcome aboard, Captain. All systems online. Welcome aboard, Captain.
Okay, here we go. The rebreather mask and the Grav Trap. I might grab them. They take up a bit of space, but they could be useful. Other than that, I think we're pretty much good to go. So Lifepod 12 takes us northeast by east, quite a ways away. But the new Mark 1 depth module upgrade we got in the Aurora should mean that the 250 meter depth is no problem for us. And this is taking us past the red grass zone and past the mushroom forest. So someplace we haven't really explored too much so far in this playthrough. But here's a nice big drop off, and you start to see a new kind of biology. These round purple trees, if that's indeed what they are. Maybe they're fungi, I'm not sure what they are. But they're very distinctive, these purple bulb trees. And new kinds of predators. These electric ampeals and bone sharks and and so on. Fairly aggressive bone sharks. So it is a good idea to turn off your sea moth lights. The lights will attract unwanted hostile creatures. Turning them off will help a little bit. And our rebreather mask should help here a little bit whenever you're going below 100 meters. It conserves your oxygen a little bit better.
Detecting volcanic activity and several unusual electromagnetic signatures in the region. Exercise caution when diving deeper. Integrating new PDA data.
It looks like the heat from that volcanic eruption just killed one of the bone sharks that was swimming above it. A good sign that you might not want to go in there without proper equipment. Now, as usual when investigating a new life pod, it's a good idea to search the region around it for wreckage. And here is something right here. Sort of a medium-sized wreck. There may be others as well. But there's a very obvious data box there of some kind, glowing, that we should probably check out.
New blueprint acquired.
That's a very lovely blueprint to get, the alien containment blueprint that allows you to build a kind of aquarium to breed fish and or hatch alien eggs. And inside this little wreckage, there looks like there's some modification station fragments, at least one. Another important blueprint to get. And a door that needs to be cut open with the laser cutter. But watch out for the electric amp eels, which apparently can electrocute you pretty much right through the walls. Alright, I'm going to go up for air and prepare my laser cutter and head back down. There's 3 of them down there, so let's see if they swim away in a minute here.
blueprint acquired.
A second really good blueprint here, the water filtration blueprint. Another really good one. Pretty good haul for one small, medium, maybe medium-sized wreck.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
All right, there might be other wrecks and or caves in the vicinity of Lifepod 12 to investigate, but I think for the moment that's a pretty good haul. I'm going to head home and see if we can actually make one or two of these things. I think the alien containment is fairly straightforward. The water filtration, I think, has at least one rare ingredient. That might be a bit more challenging.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
This is Lifepod 7. Coordinates attached. Pod is structurally sound, but the fabricator's bust. Requesting assistance. 7 out.
Signal coordinates corrupted. Approximate transmission origin recorded to data bank.
Okay, so yeah, the water filtration unit requires titanium and copper, which is easy, but also aerogel, which is not so easy. Aerogel, I think, requires two rare ingredients, rubies and gel sacks, which are, I think they might be fungus that grows in some deep dark spots. So both of those are a little trickier to find. The alien containment unit is much easier to make. Basically just 10 quartz is needed for 5 glass pieces. And it's very easy to gather quartz in the red grass zone right near my home. The scanner room also fairly easy, fairly straightforward to make, although I'm not sure I have the copper for that. I'm always short of copper, it seems. So it might be good to run out, grab some quartz, grab some copper, and see if we can make the alien containment and the scanner room in this episode. And we'll see how much time we have left at that point. Well, it does look like I have the basics for the scanner room, so the real question is where to place it. I think the best place is to build it off of the side of my large garden atrium. That's probably what I'll end up doing. I'd prefer to use a glass corridor, but I'm kind of short on quartz and I need a lot for the alien containment. So we'll just use a regular titanium corridor and attach the scanner room to that. Now you don't need the corridor intervening there. I could just put the scanner room on. But if you do that, it does not allow you to put a bulkhead door in there. So if you want a bulkhead door separating your scanner room from the rest of your base, you do need the extra corridor. So that's the main reason to do that. Okay, so now we can check out the scanning room and we can check out its own built-in modification upgrade console. So there's a few things you can make here. The HUD chip requires magnetite, the speed upgrade silver and gold, and the range upgrade also requires magnetite. All of those three, I think the HUD chip is actually the most important because it sends an automatic feed to your HUD showing you exactly where the items you're seeking are located. So getting magnetite for both of those upgrades is going to be a priority fairly soon if we want to use the scanning room to its most to its sort of highest potential, if you will. Okay, it might be time to add an equipment locker to store some of the bulkier tools that I don't need right now. Oh, taking up too much space in my inventory.
All systems online.
Alright, so if I want to actually build this alien containment unit, I'm going to have to collect like 9 or 10 quartz. So I might as well get that out of the way.
Integrating new PDA data. Integrating new PDA data. Welcome aboard, Captain.
This is Sunbeam. You know Aurora. We're from a little transgov on the far side of Andromeda, and we have a saying there. There's no bad without the good, no good without the bad. Sounds like you tasted a bunch of the former, but that only means you're overdue a whole lot of the latter. Might just be we're in. We're scanning for somewhere to park. We'll be in touch when we find it. Sunbeam out.
All right, so we've got all of the things we need for our alien containment unit. And don't forget, you also need to add a hatch to access the unit in order to put fish or eggs into it. Took me a little while to figure that out. I couldn't figure out how to get in. But yeah, so that's another thing to keep in mind. Now you can build alien containment units in multi-purpose rooms or in these large rooms. And I actually think it works better in the large room, and the aquarium definitely looks bigger in the large room. I'm not sure if it holds more. I haven't really tested that out or counted fish or anything like that to see if it actually holds more fish. So I'm not sure the answer to that, but I like the way it looks in here. You've got plenty of room to go around on all sides, whereas in the multi-purpose room it's a little squishier. Now I just need to go catch some fish to populate the containment unit. I'm going to use this as a food breeding aquarium rather than an alien hatching aquarium, just because food is more of an issue at this stage. But maybe down the road I'll build a laboratory and start hatching some alien eggs. Now you may be wondering, why bother with the alien containment unit for growing, breeding fish, if you've got all these garden plots and all these bulbo trees to satisfy your food needs anyway. But the main difference is that you can preserve the fish and it will last indefinitely for sort of long missions out into the ocean where you don't have access to your garden. That's the only way to really take preserved foods with you, because you can't really, as far as I know, you can't preserve the food crops. They go bad very quickly. So this is the way to get food that's going to actually last for long-term exploration missions. Now, it just so happens that a nutritious relative of the peeper fish, the Reginald fish, seems to inhabit the region right here in the red grass zone. So I'm going to just toss up my Grav Trap and see if we can pull some in. It's these sort of, they look like purple trimmed peeper fish. And that is the Reginald, which is one of the fish with the highest calorie content, I guess. So it makes good fish for curing with salt for your long-term exploration missions. Alright, well that's probably good enough to get our breeding stock started. You only technically need 2 fish of the same species to start breeding them. And I think I've got 4 or 5 just of those Reginalds just now. So that'll get our stock of fish started. And yeah, I think that's probably a good place to wrap up this episode. Next time, maybe we'll see about finding some magnetite or some rubies and gel sacks. We'll see. But this is probably good for this episode. We've built our alien containment unit, and we're stocking it with fish. So that's a good spot to call it a day. Until next time, safe travels.